24 hours of non-stop indie hip-hop right here on Rap Nerd Radio.
On the gang, I'm taking off with this moment shit. Body rumbling, mask off, on my future shit. We just hustling, late nights, early morning, cause I'm working to get rich. Put my 40s on the G, but just don't call me Roddy Rich. I'm a young.
What's going on? What it do? What it is? It's your boy D-Sick, aka the Rap Nerd.
Rap Nerd.
And we back at it with another one, man. This one is kind of a big deal right here. We got Pariah Ocean. What's going on, sir?
Yes, sir, man. I'm good, man. You know, life is great, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you, man. I know that most of my audience is up and coming hip hop artists, and they definitely look up to guys like you that are actually starting to navigate in the correct way. And, you know, I definitely want to see if we can get some gems out of you this interview.
Oh, 100%. I'll definitely, that's what I feel like I was born to do, is just provide that positivity and help, people become the best version of themselves. So I'm definitely about that.
Absolutely. That's dope, man. But let's get straight to the album, man. No cheat codes. How did you get the inspiration for this album? What's the significance of the title and the album cover?
Yeah, so basically where No Chico came about is basically like a rebirth better version of myself. That's why I put the AI bot kind of being created and made in the lab, and becoming basically that person who just perseveres, who doesn't give up on their dreams, on their goals. And there's no cheat code to the success, man. You got to go through the grind, the grit, all the ups and downs, the battles, the turbulence that you're gonna get, through your process of becoming who you want to be. So that's why I feel like No Cheat Code was just the perfect way to express what I was going through at that time when it came for the album.
Absolutely. That's dope, man. And I love that you're doing that, giving out some motivation. And what's your favorite track on the album, if you had to pick one? I felt like there was two different vibes on there. There was a reggaeton vibe. Yeah. There was a trap type of vibe.
Well, for me, it'll be 2Gs for sure. 2Gs is definitely my favorite song. I love going that reggaeton route. Reason being is because I just love to provide that fun and that positive energy, that positive vibe to people's ears and speakers. They can dance to it, they can vibe with it. It's a lot of fun, and that's why I kind of started dipping and diving into reggaeton, because I love that type of music. And for people who love that music but don't understand speaking Latin and stuff like that, now they can listen to me, have that English vibe to it, and also have that same rhythmic flow with it as well.
Yeah, that's genius, man, because there's a lot of people that love that music that's here in the States that just have no idea what it says. They just knows that it's a vibe.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So when they can sing the words, that's ill, and they'll appreciate that internationally, everywhere.
Exactly. And that's what the best part about it, because I tested it out first before I put it basically in an album. I did a little video on Instagram, rapping to it in my car, just on a reggaeton beat, and people were like, yo, like the fact that you're rapping English on reggaeton is like crazy, like no one's doing that. So I was just like, I got something here. So I just kind of started writing more towards reggaeton style beats. And I had some hip hop songs too. That's why I didn't want to just fully let go of the hip hop, side of things. I'm always hip hop as well. But I just wanted to bring that fun, that vibe, to the music as well, and merge it together.
Yeah, absolutely. I can tell that you're aiming for a worldwide audience. It don't seem like you're just aiming for a specific niche. It seems like you're trying to get everybody.
Exactly. Bring, what I call is basically Latin hip hop, and it's just basically merging the two powerful forces of music, because reggaeton is popping and hip hop is popping. So bringing it together and just bringing everyone together, have Alpha and Rick Ross all together in one song, Yeah,
that's fire, man. And speaking of that, how did you get the connection with Rick Ross, man? I love that track that you got with him. It's ill. How did you get that connect?
Yeah, well, so basically, with my mentor, Alex, he basically, he's a mentor of mine, gave me a lot of gems, especially when I was, doing my music and trying to pursue what I wanted to do. And basically, I got invited to be basically a volunteer at the Rick Ross Car Show and at the Blossom Conference, which is two big events that Ross holds at his house at the Promised Land. So, just seeing those gates open and just being there firsthand and just seeing the land, and it's so inspirational, you know. So just being there and locking in and just networking and talking, you know, with the right people and stuff like that's what kind of got me close and connected with Ross and his team and his family and stuff like that. So it's lit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's wonderful. And also, I noticed that you got Gucci Mane. You got one of my favorites out right now, Benny the Butcher, on the track on Sirens. I gotta say, that's one of my favorites right there. And what was it like, you know, being able to go bar for bar with somebody like Benny?
Yo, it's crazy. When I first heard the verse, my boy, he's like, yo, listen, you got Benny on there, you better come correct.
Yeah.
So, you know, so I was just like, all right, cool. So I really had to lock in, you know, for that verse, because Benny always comes correct. You know, he's definitely, to me, one of a legend to me, you know, in the game and stuff like that. And especially when it comes to spitting. And so I was just like, man, he definitely helped me elevate, you know, hearing how his verse was. I was like, okay, I got to come correct myself. And that's why I just kind of locked in and just, you know, went dumb on the track.
Yeah, Benny is definitely one of those ones, man. So I love that track again. And I want to know, as far as hip hop, do you care about being like the best lyricist or the top, or are you just more so trying to get more mainstream appeal?
Oh yeah, no, definitely more mainstream appeal. What I basically say is that, like, I'm an artist, you know, and the way I express my art is through rap. So I definitely, you know, just want to basically be the best musical artist I can be, you know, and that's why I dip and dab into different things when it comes to like hip hop and reggaeton, a little bit of the pop side as well, but definitely tailoring towards that reggaeton, Brazilian funk type of style. That's the main route that I'm going towards going forward, because I just feel like I can just rap so ill on those beats, and the way that it flows and it's vibe and the way I can just marinate on it. It's just, I feel like it's something that people are never going to hear before. So that's why I'm ready to lock in with that.
Yeah, and one track that stood out on its own was Memory Lane at the very end of it. It seemed like you got kind of vulnerable on that. You want to talk about that track a little bit?
Yeah, yo, that song, the reason why I called it Memory Lane was just going back into, you know, back into different times of my life, you know, where, you know, I did some things where I wasn't really too proud of, lost some friends that were, you know, really, really close to me, that unfortunately dropped off. And yeah, I got real personal on that. And I feel like as an artist, you know, being vulnerable on your music is what helps, you know, people who are probably going through the same thing, you know what I mean? And be like, yo, okay, I can listen to this. Okay, he got through it, you know, and this song's helping me get through it. And that's what I think music is all about. It's just being vulnerable and letting your fans into who you are as a human.
Yeah, I love that, because it seems like, you know, there's artists that are trying to put out a facade and just show themselves as one-dimensional. And I love when artists can show every side of them just to show that they're human.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean. We're all humans, you know, we all have feelings, we all have emotions, we all get hurt, we all get sad, we all get happy. And it's like to put on that, what you say, persona of just like, you know, I'm just this one person, I'm a robot, I can, you know, it's like, it's not real. And I feel like it will translate through the music too, because the people won't get that real feeling and emotion that they need to have when it comes to listening to their music.
Yeah, and then, you know, you mentioned that you did some things you weren't necessarily proud of. Do you necessarily have any regrets?
I don't have any regrets. I more have lessons learned. You know, that's kind of what I don't regret anything in my life. I just know that, like, okay, I learned from it, and I know going forward not to do it again. And that's what I feel like is the best way for people to look at it, especially in a positive way too. Because when you regret on something, you dwell on it, it makes you sad. You know what I mean? Like, you get very too much intertwined in what happened in the past, and you can't change the past. You can only, you know, help guide your future. So yeah, that's why I definitely, you know, I always say, you know, I always just learn from it rather than regret it.
Absolutely. That's good. That's good advice. And are you able to, for the people that don't know who you are you able to, like, you know, let them know how you came up, a little bit about your background?
Yeah, definitely. So my name's Pariah Ocean. Before Pariah Ocean, I was actually Kavan Dynasty. As for a little while, since I was 16 till about June 5th, 2021. That's when I changed. It's all
good, man. I feel like every rapper had a different rap name before they came on the one they settled on.
Exactly, right? So June 5th, 2021 was basically I could say it was a big moment for me. That was the day that I was gonna give up on my dreams of doing music. I was gonna give up. Nothing was really working, nothing was happening. And that day I was basically just scrolling on Instagram, just the normal thing, watching reels and stuff. And I came across this Steve Harvey motivational video. And for me, I had no idea that Steve Harvey did motivational videos. Like, I just thought he was just a comedian,
He's
Yeah. So when I seen this video of his Apollo story, he says something in there that he's like, everyone has a turn back moment. And you have a moment where you can go forward, or you can stop and give up. But he said the thing is that if you give up, it's 100% not going to happen, no matter what. So that's what I just thought to myself. I was like, damn, am I really ready to like give up and just be done with it? And my decision was no. And so then that way changed my name. I started working on this album, No Cheat Code, that I had been building these songs up for the last year in that time frame, and just kind of just locked in and went crazy. Now I'm here in front of you today.
Yeah, for sure. I always like to tell people, man, just don't give up until you know that you've given it all that you got.
Exactly.
And so it seems like, you were not going to stop, and you didn't want to fall back on a plan B, and you manifested everything, and that's what you got to do.
Yeah, 100%, man. I just kept that day as well, I got closer to God, kept my faith strong, kept believing, kept dreaming, talked to him every day, and basically let him lead the journey. Because before I was trying to do it myself, and that shit wasn't working.
Right, for sure. Like, what advice would you give to up and coming artists like that are going through some of these struggles?
Man, I would just say, keep at it, keep that faith, keep believing, keep positive people around you. Don't listen to anyone who says that you won't do it, or that the dream's not. It's a dream. You have to think reality. You got to think realistic. Just keep positive people around you. Listen to a lot of Steve Harvey. That helped me. Watch a lot of TD Jakes as well. That helped me. Again, TD Jakes is a great motivational speaker, is a pastor as well, and I just kept my faith strong, and that's just basically what I did, and that's what helped me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Who are some of your musical influences?
Yeah, musical influences. So on the hip hop side, Drake, Ross, Rick Ross is I'm a huge fan of his. So like, yeah, he's definitely one. I'll say Little Baby as well. I like him. And then on my reggaeton side, or the Latin side, I'll say Bad Bunny, El Alfa, Maluma as well. So those are just kind of like the reggaeton sides.
Yeah, Bad Bunny is really out here killing the game on a different level. And reggaeton is winning so hard right now, bro. Like, I also want to know what you think about recently Ebro from Hot 97 said that labels are starting to prioritize reggaeton and those types of music over hip hop artists.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on people thinking that, hip hop is dying, I guess?
So I think what it is that hip hop, I mean, to me personally, I feel like it has gone a little dark, in the sense of like kind of like the lyrics and the violence and stuff like that that's been happening with hip hop. So I feel like people are, they don't really want to hear that type of vibe anymore. They want that fun vibe of hip hop, when, like that Biggie and 112, like sky's the limit type of vibe, and uplifting and that fun and that energy. So people, life is already dark already, with everything that's going on. So when they listen to their music, they want to feel that positive energy. And I feel like with reggaeton and with Afro, they come in with that love, they come in with that peace, they come in with that vibe. It feels good. You want to dance. And I think that's what people are gravitating to nowadays.
Absolutely. I feel like that's definitely what the game is missing right now. It's a lot of dark times, and the mainstream, unfortunately, is going to push the detrimental stuff first.
Exactly. And that's where I'm going to come in, because I'm going to bring that light back into hip hop, and show people that it's love and peace in hip hop still, and that we can have fun with it as well. So that's why I want to be that beacon of light, for everyone's ears.
Right. And then, like, what keeps you motivated? What is it that keeps you going? Do you have a family or any kids?
No kids, but I do have my family, you know, my mom, my sister, and my twin little brothers. You know, they're doing soccer right now. So I basically chase my dreams to show them that they can chase theirs, you know, and that's what keeps me motivated to see them do their thing, you know. And now my brothers are doing really well in soccer. You know, one's gonna be one of the best defenders here in Canada, and another one's a great striker. So, you know, seeing how my passion and my drive drives into them, that's all I care about. That's all that matters to me.
Absolutely, man. The kids pay attention so much more than we think they do, man. Like you got to also think back to when you were a kid and how hard you pay attention to the people that inspired you. And now, like, you know, I have a 2-month-old son and I know he watches everything I do.
Yeah,
So,
congrats.
thanks, man. I appreciate that. But like, I realize that it's so important once you got little ones watching you.
Oh, it's 100%, man. They watch everything, and especially nowadays, yeah, kids they learn quicker than we learned back in the day. So, you know, they're seeing everything. They're good with the technology. They look up stuff and all this. So I always just try to be a positive energy, positive vibe to anyone that listens to my music or sees me as an individual.
For sure, for sure. And also, I noticed that, you know, just looking over your gram, it seems like you're well traveled, listening to the music. You talk about touring and things like that. What are some of your favorite spots that you've been to?
Oh man, recently is Aruba. Man, I love Aruba, man. I want to go back there. I want to live there.
What was it about it?
You know, it's the vibe, the people, you know, the food. Everyone is just so happy there, you know, like the places I went to anyways, they're very positive, very happy. The island is beautiful. Like it was just, I don't know, I just had that was like my best time was in Aruba. So I don't know, I just love it. I love it. And I want to visit Greece as well. That's a spot where I want to go to because I heard a lot of great things about Greece.
Yeah, that was actually my next question. I was going to say, where would you go? But I'll pivot and ask, like, what artists do you want to work with? Because I see that you worked with a lot of heavy hitters on this project. So I'm like, what's next for Pariah Ocean after this? Like, how you going to top this?
Man, I got a lot of things in the vault, a lot of things coming up. Feature-wise, you may have something with someone from Universal Music. So I got a lot of things in the work. But what's the great thing about me and what I like the most is that no one can ever, you know, guess my steps. You know, my steps are always different. So and that's what I like, you know, and that's what DJ Drewski also told me too. He's like, man, I can't relate you to anyone. And I'm like, I don't want to be relatable. I want to be an individual. I want to be myself, you know, and that's what's going to push me further.
Right. I seen that interview and that was definitely a gem because that's what the game is lacking right now. People don't want to be themselves. It seems like it's a bunch of monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, exactly. And kind of hopping on the backs and trends of everyone else. And it's like, no, like, you know, we already have a little baby, the baby. We already, you know, it's like what T-Pain said. We already have those guys. It's like they did their thing. They're doing their thing. You know, build something for yourself that people can adapt and love to as well. So, yeah, that's how I definitely see it.
Okay, for sure, man. And before we get out of here, I want to ask you, like, just what's one golden piece of advice that you would give to up and coming artists that on their journey that you think could help them to get to where they need to get?
Yeah, I'll say stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself because that's going to go into your music. You know, if you start becoming someone different, you're going to lose that creative side of yourself because you don't know who you're pulling your creation from. Pull it within yourself, be yourself, love yourself, and just surround yourself with great positive people, man. That's the best thing I can say because nothing's worse than having a bad circle around you because, you know, as you said, monkey see, monkey do. You know, you're around positive people, you're going to do the positive things. You're around negative people, fortunately, you're going to do negative things. So just stay true to yourself and know your worth. That's all.
Yes, sir. There it is. And you want to let the people know where they can find you at?
Yeah, so my Instagram, Pariah Ocean Music. That's on YouTube as well. My new music video is out right now called UFO. It's on Vivo, over 100K views already, so it's going crazy. The album's almost touching 1 million. So we're going crazy, man, and we're just doing our thing. So yeah, Pariah Ocean Music on Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube, Pariah Ocean, everything. So.
All right, man, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Thank you all for watching. And as always, if you don't have a vision, you're better off blind. If you don't live with a purpose, you're better off dying. It's your boy D-Sick, the rap nerd, Pariah Ocean. And we out of here, man. Peace.
Let's go.
Rap Nerd.